Hi, this is David, Mr. DIY Solar and Tennessee Valley Solar. I am finally getting around to doing an update here on my off-grid cabin. I'm here with a mini split that I installed that is currently running off the solar. The I had the generator on earlier, but it ran out of fuel and it turned off, and the batteries and the solar are powering the mini split here. A couple weeks ago, I got this installed, and I've been doing some dirt work and several other things here on my cabin. So I was going to walk through a little bit of where we're at with the running the mini split and dirt work here at the off-grid cabin. And so I'm going to walk through a little bit of what we've got going on. So this is an Innovair 12,000 BTU mini split. It's got Wi-Fi on, and it's connected to that, so I can control it through the app on my phone. I bored a hole through the wall right there to push the power wires and Freon through, and it's doing a really great job of keeping the cabin at a nice temperature. It's very quiet, and it's pulling about 125 watts when the cabin's cooled down and everything's cycled. It's pulling a very nice level of wattage. I'm going to insert a screenshot here of what power is being consumed by this AC right now. And actually, I've got an app on my phone that I can open up and see how much power is being consumed by the different devices in the cabin. I've got a air conditioner that I've had mounted on the wall here that I'm just going to leave there as a backup. But this is the power being consumed by the mini split. Right now it's pulling 149 watts. And the whole cabin is consuming 186 watts through my inverter. There's a chimney opening here. I used to have a picture hanging here that covered that up, but took that down when I put the mini split in. And this is my grow watt and extra charge controller set up here. This is only getting power through the solar. There's no utility input coming off the generator, so the battery is currently at 24.6 volts, and it's doing a good job of powering everything with everything going on with the DC power. And I just got fiber internet installed Friday, and that's really awesome. The previous DSL I had was not at all working for me, so the fiber internet is doing a good job, and have a nice high-speed connection, and all my security cameras are working a whole lot better than they were before. And so I'm going to go out and I'm going to show you how the air conditioner is connected outside. But the exciting thing is, this is powering the air conditioner completely off the solar right now, and we're gonna go look outside at the outside. And this is the outside. The MiniSplit comes through the wall for the Freon and the wires, and the water just sort of comes out right there through that little piece of hose, and the pipe comes down and kind of wraps around up underneath the cabin here and connects into the MiniSplit sitting right there behind the chimney on the little concrete pad right there. And that's the MiniSplit sitting there with the wires hooked up, with the Freon hoses going up, and the wire comes up underneath the cabin and runs through the wall here up into the breaker box that's inside. And this is my breaker box. The MiniSplit comes in on one of these pieces of yellow Romex here, connects up to its breaker, and this is the meter that allows me to see what power is being consumed here through the different circuits here in this breaker box, and I can see what power is going out to the different circuits. And so that's my off-grid power setup that is currently running everything. The generator's off right now. You can hear it's nice and quiet, and the MiniSplit is doing an awesome job of keeping the cabin at a good temperature without having to worry about running the generator while it's nice and sunny. I'm going to go show some dirt work that we've been doing, as well as a trail that we cut up on top of the ridge. And this is where we've been moving dirt. I have two 20-foot shipping containers. One of them is pushed a little further back as we get all of this cleared out. Been using the backhoe to dig all of this out, and I'll level things out a little bit here and lower the height down a little bit. And so just about ready to pull that second shipping container up here to the same level as this one, and then we're going to cut all the rest of this dirt back and move it further down the hill behind where the truck is parked. And we're going to have some drainage that comes through this area here and backfill this area a little bit, so it'll be a little bit more level. It dips down right down in there, so hopefully this will be a little bit, it'll still be at a slope, but hopefully it'll be where we can park a little bit easier in that area. And this is more of the dirt work we're doing. Had a guy that was here moving some dirt and made a horrible mess of some of this dirt, and just made a big loose pile of loose dirt right out in front of the door of the cabin. But we're hoping to take this dirt and cut all of this area back where it'll be a little bit flatter, and then we're hoping to build a deck out the side of the cabin there. There's another door on the side of the far wall there, and we'll be able to walk out onto the deck right there, and that'll be nice to have a little bit of a deck sitting there. We put the barbecue grill and chairs, and hopefully be able to drive up here and park right outside here next to the deck and everything. So that'll be exciting once we finally have all of this cut back and cleaned up. And there used to be several trees right here, and we've got those cut back and sort of opening this area up a little bit and working on that. And then, so this is an old road that goes up on top of the ridge right here, and we've got all of this cleared back, And we actually had one of the guys working out here with us. He drove a Suburban up this way through the path up the hill, and this goes up at a pretty steep incline here, but it's really awesome to have all of this cleared out, because before it was just trying to get up here on top of this hill was like trying to cut through the jungle, and now it's wide enough we can drive up here. So a little bit more work of clearing things out, and hopefully we're going to be able to get up here and start to work on clearing more out up at the top of the ridge. Got a few trees we need to take out. We'll probably take out this one. It's a little bit close to the path. We cleared out right there's too steep going up, so we've got this cleared so we can kind of wrap around and kind of come out up there. I'm going to show that here in a second. And I'm here at this is where that sort of loops around at right here from down there. That's the steeper incline that we were at down a minute ago. And so you can loop around these trees, come out up there. We're going to have to take the backhoe and cut back some rocks and some stumps that are right here. Then the path continues on up the hill right there. We also have a little bit of a walking path cut through the woods right here that'll get up on top of the ridge. And you can loop around that way, come through here, and then drive back down the hill. It's a little too steep to drive up the hill right here, but it's good enough to drive down that way. And the path goes that way on up the hill. And the top of the ridge is just right back there. So once we get all these rocks out of the way and level this out a little bit, we'll be able to hopefully drive right on up that way and have access to the top of the ridge right there. All right, I'm going to pause it, and I'm going to go up there and I'm going to show the top of the ridge. And we are up the hill, up that path. The rock ledge that we were below is right down there. And we've come on up the path, and this is the top of the ridge. We have to take out a few more trees in this area right here and cut down those two standing right there, and we'll be able to hopefully drive right on up here and we're up on top. We're hoping to have a house site here where we can build at up here on top of the ridge. So we're going to try to clear out some trees here and have it where we can start leveling some of this out. The top of the ridge kind of curves, so if we flatten it out, we'll have a lot more usable space here. And this path right here is a old ATV four-wheel skid steer path that just follows this ridge. The ridge kind of hooks around that way and connects back out to the main road about 1,500 feet that way. So at some point in time we hope to have this path cleared out enough all the way through where we can just drive straight down the ridge. Got to put a driveway down there and have all of this cleared out enough that we can potentially build in this area. And I'm pretty excited about that. Unfortunately, the ridge has some pretty steep drop-offs. So when you get closer to the edge, it just drops off over there pretty significantly, just beyond those trees, and then it's kind of like 150 feet down right over there on the other side of that. So basically all the usable area we have is just sort of right here on the top of the ridge, and hopefully we can kind of get this cleared out and push a path through the ridge where we can kind of start to work at up here. So I wanted to do our update and kind of share where we're at with building here on the property, and everything going on with the solar and the MiniSplit. As soon as those shipping containers are in, we're going to build a roof across the top of the shipping containers and put about 25 solar panels on top of that, and that'll give us about 6,000 watts of solar, and that'll be all the solar power we'll ever need for all of that. And then we'll have to figure out how to get power wires up here on top of this ridge, but then we'll have power up here as well as down at the bottom, and we'll be able to work with getting some power up here. So, well, thanks for watching our update here. We're pretty excited with what's going on with the property and finally having some paths up here. Been trying to get some of this done for the last year or so. So happy to finally have some of this going on and working with getting all of this done. So thanks for watching, and hope to catch you on the next update. Hopefully we'll have better paths up here and we can just drive up here and have everything cleared out a little bit more. And David with Tennessee Valley Solar. Thanks for watching.